Hello, this is Plum Silver. I would like to do a draw here for the plane crash and very sad situation for the victims of this horrible event. But, we have to kind of look at it and see, trying to see what we can make sense out of this. And I think for me, using tarot cards kind of gives it a little bit of an edge where we could deal with this information in I don't know, I would say kind of a sane way for myself anyway, and maybe for you too, if you enjoy it. Now, I don't usually use the thought a deck, but my friend Karen, where we exchange often conversation about tarot readings and many other subjects, she uses this, and yesterday I said, well, let's pull some cards on the subject, because I only saw a quick information about the whole event, and I didn't even go see other tarot reader to see what they've read about it. And I said, I'm just going to go blind into the subject, and we did that together. And then I went, obviously after that, because curiosity took the best out of me, I wanted to go see other really good tarot reader, which I will put a link below, because the tarot reading from Janine and Mystical Fortune is really interesting, and they kind of really wrap it all up. And I believe that they're really showing a story that's much more deeper than what I was seeing at first when I was looking at my card. But here on this deck for Karen, is it the Thought deck she picked, they're all characters, in 78 cards. I thought, wow, that's interesting. She got two knights, a king, and a princess, okay? Well, it's a Prince of Cup, but I refer to him as the king, and the King of Cup in the Rider's Waite is a psychological warfare, and he could be quite tricky. And so is the Knight of Cup, is a little emotional, is all over the place. And he comes and goes, so that's how he is. He's a knight. They come and go. Two knights. These are also military cards. When we look at the things that have been attacked, so we could almost conclude here from these two cards that there was actually a confrontation. And the knight here, the Prince of Cup here, and this is the pilot who had to control the situation from where he was, Now, at the center, this could also say there was somebody controlling the crash, and it was like a sort of an attack. Or this could also represent the pilot who had to do it, but we don't know. Like, I would say this has two sides to the story, and it's definitely bringing it down to the ground, with at the Princess of Disc there. She's kind of sort of receiving this flight above water, which I find that's, perfect coincidence, if we want to call it a coincidence. And great thing it wasn't above houses or public places. And, having in the water, it's easier to control the situation. Nobody can come around it. It's like, so in a way, I think there was some kind of planning to this. And because you see, this is a spiritual line, this is the horizontal line. I always kind of refer to this as the what's happening, the action, what we see, and this is like how we kind of like what's on the mind and where it's going, And at the center it is, but also because, well, look above, you had an attack from above, and here this Prince of Cup here is like, look, he's floating in the air there, but he's going straight for the water. And there you go, and that's it. That's going to land there. And what I think here also, because the Virtue, which I call it the Virtue card for the Thoth deck, and it's the Three of Wands. Usually in the Rider's Waite, you see a man, he stands back with his three wands, and he's outside of the picture, what's happening. Virtue, virtual, interesting. We could play with these words here. And the Knight of Disc, it's almost like this guy was on a mission, but he controlled it from the ground. Patiently waited for it, and then woof, when it was time for the attack, he had this Knight of Cup who was. Now, it might be an helicopter that was like, just like the drone, control from the ground. Do we know who's, like, what the whole thing could be like a show to make us believe there's victims. And from Janine's draw, what she did, she even believes there was less people on the plane. We will never know. Because now I'm going to show you my other card that I use, and they're from Trish James, and they're all so fabulous. The Mystical Fortune, she actually on her channel, you need to go see that, I'm going to link it. She also used these ones, and she has a pretty good story about it. So I pull these ones from the investigation deck, which I really like, because there's words and all that, so we can really read the story here. And also when I used the prediction deck, I said I'm going to shuffle a few cards just to sort of give me an idea what's going on here. And the health card fell out. I went, okay, it's a health matter. Janine, on her draw, she was talking about maybe a bio attack. So it was a health matter. It was like going to affect people. And then there was trying to control the situation and bring this underwater, like bury it underwater, you know? Okay, so we know at the top, this is what's happening here. Missing piece. Now, again, from Janine's draw, I'm referring to her because she kind of really can get into the detail. As much as she says sometimes she doesn't like to get into detail, but she really can. And this one was definitely a missing piece because there was something in there that she refers that could have been put together to control and do some kind of damage with maybe other elements that were going to be joined. And they were running out of time, and this is unclear and it's hidden. They're running out of time. The situation, they had to act right away, and so they act into this there. And it was well-funded, organized meeting. Well-funded, could have been because of the money that, or the investment that they had behind to bring this bio attack. Let's just assume this is what's happening. And it was an organized meeting, well, organized from both sides because we had the two nights, you know, okay? So, and then out of the picture, let's take this guy out of the picture, and because it's freedom, like at the bottom here is the freedom of for the people. And then in the Thoth deck card draw, we had the Queen of Pentacle, the Queen of Disc, or the Princess of Disc, which it's the same as a queen to me in its energy. And look at her, there's a female here, it's the earth. It's like just trying to free us from this situation that was controlled here. And where it's moving is it was going to be, and well, this whole situation was to bring this underwater because it was going to be a violent abuse of a situation that was like Ringmaster. And then we got the Hierophant. Hierophant could be a card of authority, not nice sometimes because there's a lot of negative cards around here, and the Ringmaster. So this authority had to be taken down, but it's all ending behind closed door. We will never know the truth of this, but having the underwater is like bringing everything down. And look at the very sad situation. But this was a situation of health matter and having to control these puppets that were, and to take them out of the picture to give the freedom to the people. And that's why when you look at the Queen of Pentacle, it's it represents us being more in control of our world because we have everything as like sovereign people. Now on the missing piece, I think it's just because there was something that had to be connected based on Janine's idea of like maybe they were carrying something and they're searching or like they're searching, like I'm not sure exactly if this card, just because I will say it's a missing, because we have missing pieces, so they went searching for that, like I guess to control the situation, so we're gonna catch this. So, and then it was done with some authority. Well, I hope you like this, and I really feel sorry for the victim, and I don't think we'll ever know the full truth of it, just like any situation. And when they do like this, to really get the public all wild up on what's going on. But go check out Mystical Fortune and Janine the Rumble with JC. You might get 2 stories of different tarot readers there, what they're seeing. At first I was just kind of saying, well, it's from the ground, just because when I was looking at the cards with Thoth, I saw the Knight of King, and then it was moving towards the Prince of Cup with virtual. So I said it's control from the ground. And it didn't the secretary of the Trump administration brought the subject about the drones kind of funny in a way, and then they made a point. When they make points and then they put that in their statement, it's because they're sending you a little message, and they were saying, well, it was domestic and we know where it is. It's almost like saying we're in control of the what's happening up in the air, you know? They're telling you that in a subliminal way. And I think that we could really see this was organized. Look at that. We've got organized twice, and we got missing pieces. It was organized to make sure that these pieces were going to be out of the picture for a situation of health matter. I'm repeating myself, but sometimes it helps. Hopefully you like this. Thank you.